An ordinance spearheaded by Councilmember Lisa Sanchez was approved today, adding restrictions to how much a landlord can charge a prospective renter. 6 on Your Side's Madeline White has been closely following this issue for you, and she joins us live in studio with much more.
That's right, Dawn. Effective this Saturday, landlords and property managers in Boise will be subject to a list of regulations regarding just how much they can charge you and why while you're looking for a place to rent.
We're really optimistic about that.
Restrictions like these are now set in motion.
What we were hearing was these rental application fees were out of control, and they were making it so that folks who needed to find a place were depleting their funds.
Boise City officials and housing providers say regulations will add transparency and trust between prospective tenant and landlord and help to reduce homelessness.
We probably saw someone in here once a week that was experiencing high volumes of amounts of money being requested for application fees, and oftentimes some somewhat shady dealings.
This landlord we spoke to told us she worries this could result in owners being driven away from Boise.
The ones that are going to have to come up with that extra cost are the people who provide the affordable housing. So my fear is that they would pick up those investments and go to another state where they aren't having to deal with that.
She says background checks and other added fees can sometimes add up to more than $30, meaning smaller companies like hers will be negatively impacted.
And our charge right now is $39.99.
But Stephanie says then maybe property managers should change up their method of screening.
I feel like the idea that you can find a good tenant using a background check is a flawed idea in the first place. We serve a lot of households that have criminal histories and bad credit and medical bills and things like that, getting them into housing who are fantastic tenants.
Councilmember Sanchez agrees.
If they feel that they need to do that to ensure that, then they should put a little money into that, to put some skin in the game. But if you have only a few properties, then it shouldn't be that hard for you to get to know your prospective tenants.
She added that this could increase safety for what Stephanie says is the biggest group currently in need of housing. That is, domestic violence survivors.
That could have dangerous consequences for women and children who are trying to escape domestic violence situations. So, when you actually start thinking through who are the most vulnerable members of our community, I would say it's those folks.
And Dawn, they did make an important change to the writing since I last told you about this ordinance. They made it so that if you do not charge application fees, those regulations will not apply to you.
So it seems, Maddie, that the goal is to doing this is to create some kind of an incentive, right?
That's pretty much exactly what Councilmember Sanchez said. She said that they will revisit the application fee ordinance in a few months as well to kind of make any appropriate changes or improvements if they're needed.
All right, thanks, Madeline.
Thank you.
Much more of the day's news coming up.